One Punch Man Season 3 should officially be canceled, in my opinion, and there's a new romance anime that's making a lot of people, let's just say, uncomfortable. Welcome back, nerds, to the More Than a Cartoon podcast. I am your host, Dr. Applesauce, joined with my co-host today, Kyle. We have some interesting things to talk about today, guys. The never-ending dead horse that everybody continues to beat, and we're all going to beat the crap out of this dead horse until there's just nothing left to farm for content, because it's like perfect for farming for content. One Punch Man Season 3 continues to get worse, if you can believe that's actually possible. And then we have like a lot of crazy stuff to talk about with that. And then there's some really inappropriate and weird stuff happening with romance anime that it makes me quite uncomfortable. But let's just say
it's messed up. It's crazy. I mean, just going into that, yes, we have a lot to talk about romance anime. So we're gonna go after and mainly blatantly attack One Punch Man because it's done something I never thought it would make me do at all. Like out of this entire season, season 2, season 3, all that, it's done something I didn't think I was gonna do. All right, I originally did not want to bash One Punch Man. You've seen from multiple episodes, I've not wanted to bash on. All right, it's bad. I'm like, let's just not talk about it. Let's move on. And everyone's tired of us talking about it.
Like, I'm here to farm the crap out of this.
Will's still digging, man. I'm like, all right, I heard that dinner bell. All right, mama's calling me home. It's time to eat. Then I saw a comment recently that infuriated me because
before we jump into like the most recent developments of what's happened.
Yes,
which I agree with Kyle are wild. Like, we don't
it's
have
wrong.
The full, it's completely wrong. We don't have the full context of like what this guy knows and why he said what he said, but he still said what he said. So we'll get to that. But the context for those of y'all that have been sleeping under a rock and have no idea what's going on with One Punch Season 3, which, no disrespect, some people have no idea what's going on. I've seen comments where people are like, I don't see what's wrong. Like, I'm out of the loop. Like, what's going on here? Right. Basically, One Punch Man Season 1 was phenomenal. Fantastic animation.
Great.
One Punch Man Season 2, animation wasn't quite as good, but it was still good. 6 years later, for context, we've had the entirety of Demon Slayer release in anime form. While we've been waiting for One Punch Man Season 3, the entirety of Demon Slayer has come out, for context. 6 years later, we get some trailers that we kind of talked about on podcast, and the trailers we were like, hey man, they don't look very good.
Where's the movement? Where's the movement?
It looks like PNGs. Like, the trailers kind of make it seem like it's not going to be very good. Plus, there was an H-anime director put on this.
Now that I don't mind that. He definitely, where he put the effort into was the females though.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like, he's not used to these kind of projects.
This is his first animation.
Right. It's a different type of project than he's used to. So that's a weird thing. So all that starts happening, right? And then One Punch Man Season 3 starts coming out, and it's frankly, it's terrible. The trailer, believe it or not, the trailer is better than the anime. People really are comparing the anime to the trailer, and it's like, oh, the trailer that we thought was bad is better than the anime that's coming out. And what you're seeing is a great frame of reference. Somebody told me that like anime is it might have been you, it might have been somebody else that was talking to about anime. Anime is supposed to be essentially like 24 frames per second, right? That means there's in 1 second, there's 24 frames of movement, or on the actual show, on the actual anime. There was one episode where there was 2 minutes of animation that had 4 frames. I kid you, 4 frames in 2 minutes. Yeah. And then one of the more recent episodes, I think people actually counted out of the entire 20 minutes of the show, there was 4 frames that had actual movement in them. Yeah.
No, right? I think it's like one frame is like 30 seconds long. Like on average, I would say.
It's crazy. And so that's the annotated version of context for anybody that, like I said, that doesn't really understand what's going on, which is very possible people listening or watching don't really understand why One Punch Man Season 3 is so controversial. Yeah. And then, like, to kind of put the cherry on top is something I'm seeing a lot of people say recently is like, why is the animation such a big deal? It's about the story. It's about the story. But here, let me crash out for about 30 seconds.
What are you watching?
That's the point of watching anime. Is the animation. That's the point. If you just want the story, read the manga. The entire point of anime is to watch the animation.
No, you're
It's
just
the
watching
most
the manga at this
stupid,
point.
brain dead comment. Like, why are people so mad about the animation? It's about the story.
Yep.
That's the point of watching anime, is because it's
Let it out.
animated.
Let it out, Will. I can feel
If
it.
you just want the story,
Yes.
the manga's there. And I'm a proponent of reading manga. Like, you should read the manga. Like, if you really enjoy the story, read the manga. At this point, the manga is better than season 3. I don't see in what crazy dystopian a world where nobody has 2 brain cells to rub together that will actually get a season 4. So there's the context.
It most likely won't. But like I said, this season, these animators, the director, all of that joined together has done something I didn't want to do. I literally went out and bought a bottle of liquor, adult beverage, right? I was going to propose a agreement to Will that anytime we mentioned One Punch Man, we have to take a shot, because I got tired of us talking about One Punch Man.
We'd be tossed by the end of an hour.
I'll let you know, for safety reasons, what's happening today, that bottle's it's gonna stay for right now, because what's gonna happen, it is not a good idea. Because what I'm gonna say right now is this whole episode, and if you're not a big fan of One Punch Man, either you're gonna get real cozy and you enjoy this, or you just want to skip past. And I can understand that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, what we're gonna do is try to come at this at the right mindset. Okay, not of a biased mindset. We're trying to come at this as, this is just plain wrong. And like we said multiple times, if we see something wrong, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That now is wrong.
It's wrong. And I think the thing that's important to understand, because a lot of people don't want to actually take the intellectual, like, wherewithal to acknowledge and understand this, is like, honestly, the fault doesn't lie with JC staff, the director, or the animators. No. There are people that are legitimately working really, really, really hard on this, which is really sad. Like, it's people that's just like, this is the job that they have. And there's people, so the animators, JC staff, the director, this isn't their fault. You can't make gold out of a pile of turds. And like, they haven't been given the time. They haven't been given the resources. What I'm thinking is the production committee coming down from Bandai Namco, and they're just, I think they got this project in like August. And so there's no budget.
There's rumors
no
about
team, that. There's no time. And so these guys are like essentially working themselves to the bone for a horrible project. And then people just want to react and be like, oh my God, JC staff sucks, when these people are doing the best that they can. And all of this is coming from top down. So just to preface all of the conversation, like, we are going to talk specifically about certain people, but in the overall context, we don't think it's their fault. It's coming down from Bandai. And at this point, it just seems like, I don't know what rational explanation there is, other than they're trying to destroy the franchise. Like, nothing else makes sense.
At this point,
nothing else makes sense.
It seems like it's heading that direction. And just like Will said, before we get into this, I want to state this. We are not attacking any specific person, except for, it might seem we're attacking this animator, which don't even know his name. I'm just attacking what he said, which was wrong. I don't think you should attack staff. I don't think you should even attack the director. I think you should be going after the work. You can criticize the work. You have all right to criticize the work. You should not be threatening. You should not be attacking. And if you want to be upset, well, we're going to show you who to be upset with. Because look at season 1. Season 1 of One Punch Man. We're going to start with the downfall of One Punch Man. Okay. Backtrack to 2015. Season 1 comes out, correct? Madhouse does this. Everyone's pushing for Madhouse to come back. The standard that they made is practically impossible, because One Punch Man was amazing season 1. And I'll give grace to that. I like the story more of season 2, but the animation, phenomenal.
The craziness, the crazy fights, just the hype in season 1 was really, really good. The story season 2, you start to develop more with the Monster Association, all this stuff. You start to learn a little bit more.
It felt more like side stories.
Saitama around, fighting everything, and Genos and all this stuff. You get more depth in season 2.
Yes.
So yeah.
So you have then, for season 2, staff change, studio change. Not looking so good, but people are optimistic, right? Season 2 comes out.
Looking at the ratings, like, the ratings barely took a dip for season 2.
Barely.
Yeah, barely.
I mean, it was very minuscule.
But still, it would still be considered good.
Yes, and that's the thing, is like, people bashed on season 2 so bad, but if you look at the ratings,
it wasn't that bad.
Did they really bash on it? Because look at the current ratings. Did they bash on it?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Season 2 came out 2019, right? New studio, new staff, lower animation. People were trying to figure out why. Well, there's stories that came out, and if these are allegations, we'll just say they're allegations, that it was rushed. They had a short period of time to do this, put out a product that, for if it was rushed, not too bad. Not too bad.
I honestly watched
a downgrade
season 2 and still I enjoyed season 2 just as much as I enjoyed season 1. I didn't notice any like measurable or glaring inconsistencies or differences in season 2. Now, if I go and I watch season 1 and season 2 back to back right now, I'll probably be able to say, "Oh yeah, this is different." But even though there were changes, it was still good. It was still enjoyable.
There's like a key word for it. It's like breaking the glass or something like that. Like you can put up blinders to something, and then once someone shatters that perception that you have on it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened for me for season 2. Because when I watched it, this was early into my anime career. It was one of the first couple ones I started watching. Loved it. I honestly didn't really see a big difference. I realized there was like a different change of animation. I understand that. But I didn't see a big difference. It wasn't until I found out that JC Staff took it on. It went from Madhouse to JC Staff. I was like, okay. And once someone shouted that saying, "Oh, it's so bad, the animation quality went down," and I actually looked at it, I was like, okay, this is a big difference. But that's not what we were trying to do when we warned you guys multiple months ahead of time saying, hey, we're expecting One Punch Man season 3 to not be good, because we kind of started seeing the same signs that happened with season 2. It felt like it was rushed. The delays, all this stuff, the lack of staff, it seemed worrisome. And we didn't want to have like to change your perception on it. We wanted you to guys go in, and like we said too, with the right mind, not attack the people. You know, if you want to be mad at the studios, or if you want to be mad at the producers. I mean, Bondi, definitely, that makes sense. But after the reputation tank of season 2, pretty much nobody wanted to pick it up. It seemed to be. So who's the only one that could take it? JC Staff. 6 years later, and we've mentioned this multiple times, 6 years later, like Will said, what has happened in those 6 years? Multiple animes have come out, started, and almost completed.
Yeah.
In between that time period. And we can't even get to a season 3, which is known to be one of the best arcs and potentially getting into the best fight scenes of the manga. That has me a little curious. So, season 3, we get announced. And it was like maybe a year or two. It was announced, and we didn't hear anything about it. Then we keep on asking, when's the release date? Where's the release date? Finally, we got a release date. But then guess what? It got delayed. And they got delayed. And then it got delayed. Delays after delays after delays, not making me feel a lot of hope. Then we get a trailer. No motion. But again, the trailer, sad to say, it's a sad time when you're watching anime that a trailer can be better than the anime. And when we watched the trailer, me and you both said there's no movement.
So good. Yeah.
And it doesn't look good. But here we are saying the trailer looks better than the anime.
Well, you know why? Because like something that is being done in every episode of the anime, and it's like it's a
filters.
It's a cheap way to hide inconsistencies and lazy detail. Is there's just these constant like filters over everything. It's like a constant blue filter, or a constant purple filter, or a constant green filter, and it's just like it's like one filter man, like, and it's exactly what's happening. It's put there to hide the lack and attention to detail.
I saw someone do a meme on this, and it actually looks, if you look at it, it looks pretty blatant. If you've ever done Photoshop, or if you've ever done any type of photo editing, when you do a gradient overlay, there's a preset of colors. And if you look at it, they did like a frame by frame of just preset colors.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
It's literally, you know, the meme with the guy that's in the nuclear reactor and he's going like this, and he like has the choices in front of him, and it's like, which color palette do I use next?
So then, after that, me and Will are asking, where's the staff list? Where's the staff list? We know the director. He's done H, right? I haven't seen his previous stuff, so I don't know. I can't really compare it, but he's done H. No other staff is listed. Then, before the anime comes out, the director tweets out saying, apologies for season 3. We haven't seen anything. Apologies. Yeah. Then,
basically the director saying, hey, this is not
don't attack my staff.
To be, don't attack the staff, but this is not going to be what you guys want. He's basically saying
No.
it's not going to stand up to season 1. It's just not going to be what you want. And what I think is interesting is he says that and he's like, nobody wanted this project, but somebody had to take it. Wow.
Which
that's wild. Which
that made people start to think some people.
One Punch Man's great. So
Yes.
like, what else is going on with the package of the project? There's no budget.
What does
There's
it entail?
No time. There's no resources. That's why nobody wants it. Something like that, right?
It has to be, because I mean, this started getting people thinking. But even though we were saying it, we're still cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, because like we're getting backlash on this. Episode 1 comes out. We saw what happened. No movement. Oh, they're just setting up. Episode 2 comes out. No movement.
Saving the budget for the fights. Okay.
So again, me and Will got to the point where like we're not gonna tell you guys anymore what One Punch Man is going to be. We're just gonna let it prove it to you guys, because guess what? One Punch Man season 3 out of 2025, every single episode is the lowest rated anime. Not just like the lowest rated anime of all time. For 2025, of all the animes that have come out 2025, every single episode of the worst, lowest rated animes, that's on the list. Every single episode of One Punch Man.
Well, I think it's officially One Punch Man season 3. I think is officially the lowest rated anime of all time.
It got to like a 1.2, a 1.4 at one point.
Or it has the lowest rated episode of all time. If it's not the lowest rated anime of all time, it's close.
Beating out Promise Neverland.
Yes. It is lower rated. Get this. It has One Punch Man season 3 has a worse rating than Dragon Ball Evolution. Like, I don't know how that's possible. And people are like, well, people are just mad and going and voting bad votes. Well, yeah, that's what you do when something sucks and you don't like it. You go give it bad ratings. Like, that's the point. Well, people are just review bombing it. Well, review bombing is lying and just giving something terrible reviews because you're mad at something that they did. You're not reviewing the quality of the work. Well, people are review bombing this because the quality of the work's bad and they're mad about it. So like, I would say the ratings are justified, but to say that it has a lower rating than the worst anime, quote, air quote, anime project of all time, Dragon Ball Evolution, is quite maybe that was their goal the whole time.
Set a new record. I mean, you can't beat Freerun. You can't be so loving.
The very best. They're like, I want to be the very worst, like no one was before.
Let me ask you this: would you rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution or One Punch Man season 3?
Dragon Ball Evolution. At least Dragon Ball Evolution. At least Dragon Ball Evolution has that campy mystery science theater like charm to it, right?
I mean, nostalgia when I was a kid, when I watched it, I'm like, I was a kid when I watched this. I'm like, this is crap. This is bad.
Yeah.
And then here I am. I'd rather choose that.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite animes. I mean, we're not going to talk about that. If it's on the shelf, I love it. But I kind of don't even want you to see it. It's not there. It's not present.
But there's so many more things happen. Like now there's questions of whether or not AI is being used. And I don't think AI is being used because some of the mistakes that we're seeing are mistakes that can be made in errors of judgment and errors of like when there's rushed time frames and rushed timelines. And so like you have Captain Mizuki at one point has 3 breasts, which is odd. And then she has 6 fingers, which is odd. But like the 6-finger thing is a common thing that happens when mistakes are made. The 3 breasts thing, actually my longtime graphic designer who's made most of my graphics actually commented on a video and was like, hey, the whole 3 breasts thing, he goes, if you look at it, he goes, I think this was a production issue, not AI, because she has these medals around her chest and around her neck. And he's like, one of the 3rd middle breast was like shadowing for the medals that were around her chest, but it wasn't fixed. And so what we're really seeing, and then you have the whole Atomic Samurai thing where his top knot is like, you know, so here's the manga panel right here, right? So that's the manga panel, and the top of the head's cut off. But then the anime, like, that's just the top of his head's cut off, but there's still more there, right? So you have these QC issues that are going on, and it's like, okay, the whole is there AI or not being used question. I don't think there would be AI, because if it would be AI, it would be better than this, to be honest with you. And I'm not a fan of AI like with animation, but if they were using AI to assist them, it would be better.
Right.
I think it's legitimately, I think it's animators that are incredibly rushed, and there is very limited to zero quality control. meaning
Right.
they're turning something in, and then there's almost nobody, if anybody, looking at it to make sure
No.
this is good. It's just
No.
like, put it out there, put it out there, put it out there. So when you have people that are rushed, all these things get missed, and there's nobody
Yes.
going through and, like, you know, editing it, saying, hey, go back and fix this and fix this and fix this. That's what I think it is with these issues. That doesn't explain the whole, like,
Right. Right.
lack of freaking animation,
No.
but yeah, so that's happening as well.
I am so glad you brought this up because this was the next topic I was going to get into. This is where I want to stem in, and don't worry, guys, we're going to get to what I'm really pissed about. But this right here, we got to lay the layers. All right, this is a 13-layer cake. All right, we're going to get there. These are the layers.
It's an ogre.
Recently, if you guys, and you should watch any of the Dr. Applesauce videos, he recently put out a video about claiming, people were saying there was AI. I'm not saying Will said it. I'm saying there are people claiming that there's AI. And that right there, I'm so glad you brought that up because that made me a little hesitant. I'll be honest, hesitant going into this because I didn't want to seem like I was attacking you, Will. But for me, I don't believe there's any AI going into this. I don't believe it. And I'm glad you said that because that makes this a whole lot easier to say. And Will hit it right on the nose. The problem that One Punch Man season 3 has right now, the biggest problem is quality control.
Yeah.
And lack of quality too.
It's like there's no checks and balances whatsoever.
A lot of allegations have come out saying that One Punch Man season 3 has only been made in the past 6 months. And it takes a lot longer to make a decent anime, especially what they're looking for and what the viewers are wanting to have. This right here, there's allegations, not proven. There's allegations saying it's rushed. So when you see these slips happening in the cracks, everything's falling around with, the half of the hair gone. When you see potentially 3 breasts, when you see 6 fingers. Will said it very, very well because there's multiple times you'll see an anime, and this has been happening for years before AI was as big as it is now.
Yeah.
Look in Mappa. I believe you can see it in Attack on Titan. Look at Toei Animation. They had a trailer come out with 6 fingers. Look at Leiden Films from Asterisk Records of Bastard Magic Instructor, something like that. It's long title, right? Yeah. 6 fingers there. JC Staff, again, 6 fingers. 6 fingers has been going around for the longest time. Very common.
Just recently,
very common.
Too, I think there was a One Piece episode that somebody had 6 fingers, and like a very renowned animator, he came out, made a public statement. Hey, this was an AI. This was my mistake. Yes. And then with remember when we talked about the Sekiro games being turned into an anime, and they were all talking about, hey, like this is all hand drawn 2D animation. And then in the trailer, there was a dude with 6 fingers, and then one of the animators or the producers or somebody had to come out and say, hey, we know y'all are talking about this, but we are coming out to say this is indeed 100% hand-drawn 2D stuff.
Right.
This was just a mistake. Just to show like the whole 6-finger thing is not an uncommon thing.
And we were wrong for that. We thought, because I'm gonna be honest with you, we both thought there were good grounds for there to be AI for that.
Yeah.
But then now that we see, because of One Punch Man, you have Redditors coming out of the dark and going frame by frame, analyzing everything. And like I said, what this guy did, you don't know what you put on yourself there, brother.
Bro, you have YouTubers that have committed to reanimating it and doing it better. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be one episode that they're doing, but there's YouTubers that have come out and said, we are going to reanimate this ourselves and do it. And you know what's going to, I'm going to put money down right now and tell you know what's going to happen. They're going to reanimate this episode. It's going to be badass, and they're going to get slapped with the C&D from Bondi.
I definitely believe that's going to happen.
Bondi's there's no cease and desist.
But I mean, you have to look at some reputation for that because you're going after people who are animated, trying to just show how much they care. But doing a cease and desist would look bad on them. But at the same time, it can't get worse. It really can't get worse than this because
if it gets any worse, it's just manga.
You're rushing projects. You're rushing projects. You have no quality control, and that's not on the animators, okay? If you're rushing through this, yes, I can understand 6 fingers happening. I can understand, 3 breasts. I can understand missing the rest of the hair because you're not going to know exactly if they're just going to do a slideshow PNG and all just changing it.
They're cutting parts of it out, too. Like, there's a part where, like, Garo eats part of the monsters that he's destroyed and to, like, regain energy and crap, and like they cut that out. Like they didn't show that. There's certain things that they're censoring as well,
and that's something you see happen in anime all the time. Solo Leveling is the biggest one. I've said this multiple times. Solo Leveling is one of those animes that when it first came out, everyone was going through the manga saying they left this out, they left this out, they left this out. But at the same time, we also realized too, and we've talked about this, sometimes those scenes aren't really as important as, we think, or even the producer or the animators think that, hey, this isn't really needed for the story as
Something's
much.
got to get cut.
Some things do to make it fit in a certain period of time. So that makes sense. I understand that. But again, when you see what they're cutting out of One Punch Man, the frame by frames of what they're doing and what they're leaving out important details, leaving out conversations, leaving out stuff that you need to know.
Yeah.
And this is not right. This is not right. Again, we're not attacking the animators. We're actually trying to defend you guys at this point, because biggest thing is coming out and saying, hey, that's my mistake. Good. I love that.
Well,
I love that.
There's such an interesting thing that, like, I saw somebody post this, and like, you think about this and it makes a lot of sense. You have the director. So the director, so he's the one that's like, he's leading all of the animators, right? So the director's storyboarding himself, which shouldn't be happening. But the director comes out and says, hey, this is not going to meet your expectations. This is not going to be the same quality as season 1. Okay. So the director says that. Then we have a producer from Bondi that comes out and says, oh, season 3 has some of the best animation and some of the best fights, better fights than even season 1. So who's lying? The one that's lying is the party that's responsible, or representing the party that's responsible for this, right?
Yes.
Like, I can't believe she said that. I read that quote and I was like, do you, like, okay, you either have to think that your target audience are morons, which we're not, or you are so far disconnected from this IP and what's actually happening that you can say something like this and have really no idea that this is not the case.
Did you even watch it? Did you
Right.
even watch it?
Like, you have no clue what's going on, right? And so
you have no idea what you're actually putting out.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. I'm going to say this and I'm going to ask you a question after that, Will. Leaders lead. Now, whether it was right or wrong for him to do it, I think the director did. Now, I think the director did the right thing, seeing what happened, because he took ownership. He wished he could put out something better. Now, was it the right thing at the time? Who knows? It kind of looks bad on him, but now seeing what he did the right thing. He took ownership, and he realizes, hey, I wish I could have done better. I apologize. Stuff like that. I understand now. I accept it now, and I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Here's the thing I want to ask, though, because you've been watching anime for 30 plus years now.
I watched Akira when I was 14. That's 24 years ago.
Okay. Almost for 30 years you've seen anime.
Yeah.
So you've seen good and you've seen bad. When it comes to quality control, was this something that you saw pointed out a lot, or did you see something like it just, hey, oh, this happened, this little mishap, didn't really think too much of it, no one really talked about it, and then just moved on? Or do you see it as big as it is now? Like, if something happens, everyone's going to know about it.
I think it's a complex question. I think a big part of it is just the internet era that we live in today, because information travels so fast, and like, you have the ability to really scrutinize things, and then it can get out all over the place really fast. So I think that's part of it. So I'm sure there was things that happened in the past with shows that probably weren't perfect, but there wasn't this ability to take a screenshot or make a video and it blow up and get millions and millions of views over a 24-hour period, right? So that there is that aspect to it as well. But I also think that animators took pride. I don't want to say animators, studios, everybody involved in the creation process took pride in what they were doing and didn't want to put out a subpar project, right?
Yeah.
Because we're in an era now where so much is coming out. There's so much anime to watch, where as opposed to back in the day where there wasn't as many anime fans, there wasn't as much to watch. So if you're going to put something out, it needs to be really good quality and done really, really well in order to like actually stand out, right? But also back then, everything was 100% hand drawn. And that's not like, I'm talking hand drawn paper, cell, like you have cells laid on top of each other to make things right. Well, now everything you say hand drawn, now it's still hand drawn, but it's hand drawn on a screen, right?
Tablet where you can
still hand drawn, like still
things over.
Fair hand drawn. But when things are hand drawn like that, like, yeah, mistakes would be made. But I would say overall, when the quality of the project is really like this show, that I'm wearing the shirt of Cowboy Bebop. It's not perfect. Everything wasn't great about it, but being hand
Except
drawn,
for Faye Valentine, she's perfect.
she's damn near perfect. Yeah. Oh, speaking of ADHD moment, real
I
quick.
should have said it. I should have said it. Oh, gosh.
Is it right here? Oh, they are right here.
Oh,
So I just got
man.
back from Collecticon, New Jersey,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Steve Bloom was there, so I've got to build a little bit of a relationship with him. He's really cool.
I know what's happening.
There is no, you don't know what's happening. There is this vendor that had, so in Japan, you used to be able to get like phone cards, and you could get a
Mhm.
phone card, and like back when you had payphones and stuff, and you'd load a balance on that phone card, and then you could go to your payphone, you swipe your phone card, and you could make a call. Well, they would do collaborations with all these different anime, and they collaborated with Cowboy Bebop. And so I bought these two
Yep.
phone, like these are legitimately like phone cards, right?
And they're
And
graded and everything.
yeah, and so I bought these graded, and then I showed them to Steve because Steve's a nerd, and he was like, "Those are
Mhm.
super cool." And I was like, "Hey, Steve, will you sign these for me?" And so
Mhm.
he signed them for me. So this one was a lot more expensive because it's a 10 and it's harder to find. But this one's great because I got Steve, and then I'll get Wendy Lee, who's Faye Valentine, whenever I see her, to sign the bottom. But
Mhm.
this is a new type magazine variant. And then we've got Spike and Vicious. So like ADHD moment, but like, I mean, yes, I love Cowboy Bebop. Awesome
Again,
Cowboy Bebop.
like I said, if you are not following Dr. Applesauce on his socials, definitely, because once I saw that, see, like it gets to a point where I feel like now I'm just stalking Will because I'm living vicariously through him at this point because he's going to all these conventions, meeting all these people, getting all these great opportunities. I'm like, it's nice, man. You know, a little double tap heart if I feel generous, because sometimes I'm just like so pissed because that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That looks
Thanks,
sick.
man.
And when I saw that, I was like, I know he's gonna bring it up at some point. When is it gonna happen?
Yeah,
And then he did. But of course, dude. I mean, who wouldn't? That's sick. That is
that's pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
that. But so speaking of Cowboy
Hey,
Bebop, but
Steve.
using the point of, hey, you ever come to Collecticon, I'll take you and like let you help you to meet whoever you want to
Mhm,
meet.
mhm,
But just use Cowboy Bebop as an example because
mhm.
it was a fully hand drawn thing. But like Sanjiro Watanabe took pride in every aspect of how that was actually animated, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot to that story as well. But so I it's hard to say, you wouldn't necessarily see issues like this in the past for various reasons,
Right.
because information doesn't spread as fast, because there's a lot less projects coming out, so people are spending a lot more time on those projects, right?
Mhm.
In the example of One Punch Man, I guarantee you there's resources allocated to other anime that Bandai thought would be bigger projects, right? Otherwise, why
Right.
else would this not get enough attention? Clearly, it
But
was
you
been on the
know
back
how
burner for 6
good One
years.
Punch Man is. Everyone loves it. Everyone's anticipating season 3. So why are you just not thinking? Well, it shows that they're not thinking. But like, really though, are you just not seeing what people want? Because I mean, going off of what Will said, yes, right now we're in a surplus of anime. We've never had this much anime being pushed out at once. So getting the ones that stand out is very hard. So it's either you stand
There's
out or
there's some that stand out for all the wrong reasons, and we're going to talk about that here in about 5 minutes.
yes, yes. Some that stand out, some that stand out for the right reasons, some that stand out for the wrong reasons. But also there's that other section. People try to either, like I said, stand out, or they just get people to watch. We just need people to watch. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. We need to watch. Right now, it's isekais. Isekais are the thing that we know when it comes to producers, when it comes to animation studios, they're going to take on isekais because they know people are going to watch. No matter how bad it is,
Yeah.
people are going to watch. I mean, look at T-Bait. People still watched it for some reason. So it's, do we take a risk or do we just play it safe? I think they played it safe. I mean, only
I don't know.
allegedly giving them 6 months.
This is
Only
definitely going to go down as one of the biggest fails
they've made
in
history.
anime history. Yeah, absolutely. Like
They
it's
made
wild.
history.
And then so with all of that, and I know there's something that specifically you want to bring up. So with all of this that's going on, and a lot
Mhm.
of people who are upset and unfortunately attacking the wrong people, because
Mhm.
people just don't know where to aim their frustration, right?
Right.
So then you have people on the other side that are involved in the creation of the anime, uh putting the blame in the wrong places, attacking the wrong places, and it kind of leads to points more towards like, do these people do the people involved in making this really know what's going on, or there's like no communication. And so
I
an
don't know.
animator came out and said, some really wild, really wild stuff.
So I'll read what this person said, and like I said, I don't know his or her name, but what they stated was regarding One Punch Man, the criticisms, or rather, the sheer volume of criticism from people watching illegally overseas are overwhelming. The production team probably feels a lot of pain because of it. Everyone shares the same feeling. Nobody sets out to make a bad product. Yet, we get criticized for the smallest details. Where is the motivation supposed to go? I'll be blunt. I'll be blunt. In the next few weeks, something we poured our hearts and souls into will be aired. If people call it crap or a paper play, then so be it. Oh, this gets me. But we pushed ourselves to the very limit. Please think about the creators behind the screen. We aren't doing this as volunteers. This is everyone's job. The more you bully us, the more the staff will disappear. Guaranteed.
I think there's good stuff about what he said. Some of it's right on. Some of it's way
infuriated
off.
me.
Some of it's way off base.
This man had probably one eye open when typing this because, yes, there's a lot, and we're going to dissect it. There's a lot that is good.
Who it is? I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. But he's not a young guy. Like he's clearly a veteran animator. He's been doing this for a while. So like to play the cynical side,
devil's advocate.
This is something people have poured their hearts and souls into, and we're getting this quality.
Show me.
Like, is this like the JC staff D team working on this? Because if this is, I understand you know, working hard, like you probably people are working hard on this, but if they're pouring their hearts and souls into this, and this is the pile of dog crap that we're getting, and you've clearly been doing this for a long, like, no disrespect to the man, but like, what?
Oh, I got disrespect. So I'm gonna tell you right now. This is me saying to the animator, quit your job. Just flat out, quit your job. I'm gonna say this because right now, you're in a thankless job. You are in a service job. Your job there is to present something to people. All right. If I'm going to a carpenter and I'm saying, hey, build me a house, and he comes back with some popsicle sticks and glues them all together and says, hey, here's your house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little upset. I'm gonna be upset, and rightfully so.
I poured my heart and soul into this. You can't be mad at me for this.
This is your job, right? We understand this. Now, the threats and the attacks that you've guys gotten is wrong. This is not right. I have the right, though, to criticize your work.
Agreed.
I'm not coming out here and attacking you and saying this. I'm saying you're in the wrong job. You're in the wrong job. This is the thing. Because right now, look at what he said in the first sentence, okay? Regarding One Punch Man, the criticisms, or rather the sheer volume criticism from people watching illegally overseas are overwhelming.
Right there.
First off,
what's up?
He already set his target sights on one specific group.
Yeah.
And does that affect me because am I consider those illegally overseas? Yes. Have I watched One Punch Man? No. So but I'm coming out the other side.
I'm not watching.
You're not.
I'm watching with paid subscriptions, and
there's people watching on Hulu, Disney Plus,
from my perspective,
who are doing this.
Hey, I am a paying customer. I pay for the right to see these. Therefore, I also have the right to be critical, right?
Yes.
So what I don't understand about this is I always try and see other people's perspectives, even if I don't agree with it. So I can wrap my head around, I can see his perspective a little bit, but what's with the whole watching illegally thing? Like, first of all,
we've talked about this
people
multiple times.
who are paying for their subscriptions, do our opinions not matter?
Do they get it passed? Do they get it criticized as much as they want?
Right. Or do we get to criticize more because we pay? And second of all, even if people are watching illegally, that doesn't make their opinions any less valid as to the quality of what's happening, right? So it doesn't make, I don't understand why. It's almost like he's trying to find a scapegoat to blame why these criticisms are coming in and unfounded. Well, it's just people overseas that are watching illegally. They're not real fans because they shouldn't. They're watching this illegally. They're probably watching it where they can't. And this is just me inferring, right? Probably watching this where the quality is not that good. No. There's plenty of people like myself that are paying for their Disney Plus, that are paying for their Hulu, that are like, hey, this is crap. Like, so I don't understand that whole.
I have Disney Plus
of what he's saying.
I still won't watch One Punch Man season 3. I have others. I am a paying. I watch You know, like I said, if it's on Crunchyroll, I will not watch it specifically because of Crunchyroll. That I stated that multiple times. Multiple times. If it's on any other side, I'll gladly watch it on any other side. But I'm not going to watch One Punch Man season 3. Definitely not going to watch it now because of what he said.
It's a waste of time.
You literally took a huge chunk out of people. First off, these are people that potentially could be supporting you in the future, and you just gotten rid of them. We don't know what the reason why they watch what they watch and where they watch. All right. If you watch what anime and where you watch it, do what you want. I don't care. I don't care at this point. Screw what he just said, because this is wrong. This is wrong. Because what he says, though, and this is where he does get a little bit better, says the production team probably feels a lot of pain, which
get it.
I agree. I agree.
That's valid.
100%. Because of all the criticism they have, everyone shares the same feeling. Nobody sets out to put out a bad product. Again, I agree. But here's the thing, though. When I don't feel good about putting out a product, when it comes to a piece of content, guess what I do? I don't put it out.
Right.
I don't post it. Right. Or let's say something like that. Me and him have talked about multiple times when it comes to content creation too. You put out a piece of crap, not crap. But let's just say we put out a piece of crap content, right?
Which just happened.
We didn't like the way it went. Guess what? We go back, edit up, change it a little bit.
Yeah.
Put it back out again. That's what we're looking for right now. All right. We'll give you the option for that. That right there, I can understand it. But then we go to, he says, yet we get criticized for the smallest details. Yes and no.
I don't agree that the details are small. These aren't small details and small grievances about what's the problem with the season 3. Like, these aren't.
It's just a lack of quality control. We've said this multiple times.
Well, it's a lack of quality control, and it's a lack of actual animation. Like, that's really all there is to it. Like,
because if we're going after a 3 breast, if we're going after 6 fingers, that right there, you know, I can understand. Those
are small details.
People are going frame by frame now. Yeah. I can understand. Those are the small details.
People are going frame by frame, finding these small details because of all the other overarching issues that there are, right?
The lack of animation.
Yeah, and so it's not that people are upset over small details. And so I think this is somebody that's either really, really passionate about this project and trying to make it good and trying to just find reasons to explain why people are so upset, or somebody that's super disconnected from what's actually going on and can't understand why people are upset and trying to explain it away. I don't know. But these aren't small details.
This right here, this is what kind of got me. And people attack it, and I understand it, but this is what kind of got me, okay? He said, I'll be blunt. In the next few weeks, something we poured our hearts and souls into will be aired. Everyone does that, poured our hearts and soul into, meme. They'll show him walking down the hill or just sliding down the hill. If people call it crap or paper play, then so be it. But we pushed ourselves.
Play refers to like the shadow puppet paper plays that are in Japan a lot.
He says, then so be it. But we pushed ourselves to the very limit. Here's the thing. Okay. Now, there's 2 ways you could perceive this, right? If you're going into mindset, man, thinking like, okay, me typing this, people are going to go easier on us because it's going to be crap probably. But they need to realize, hey, we worked really hard on this and all that. So you're trying to give us the mindset, hey, let's give them grace. Let's give them grace. But the way I see it right now is that you're trying to deflect the lack of quality again, the lack of animation, the lack of actual effort that was put into this because you're under a time crunch. It's okay to say that. Yeah. It's okay to admit what's going on. People are more likely to understand, hey, we got rushed. This was going to happen. I mean, we all talk about JJK. We talk about that all the time.
I'm much more understanding of the statement the director made than this statement.
Yes.
Way more understanding of that.
100%. So it just kept getting worse and worse because please think about the creators behind the scene. That's what we always talk about. We said they're being rushed. They shouldn't be getting attacked. Not. They're doing the best they can. We aren't doing this as a volunteers. This is everyone's job. We all have jobs. But guess what? Guess what happens if you don't do good at your job?
You get criticized.
You get criticized, or even worse,
get fired.
I mean, now, yes, with most jobs, you don't get sent death threats. You don't get sent like specific, hey, look at this scene, harassment. You don't get sent, potentially locations of where you are. Yes. But again, like I said, you're in a thankless job. You're doing a job that you're trying to provide people and all that. Certain people can love and talk about the animation from certain ones, but guess what? You could talk about your favorite anime and the animation, but you probably don't know who's the one that animated it. And that's sad. The thing is, though, you should take pride in what you did. You gave joy to somebody. You serviced what someone wanted. The problem, though, is, if you're doing a job and you're being under a time crunch, or you're being criticized, or you're getting death threats, and you decide to act like a child because people are attacking you as a child, and you decide, let me go to their level and like a child, doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me, okay?
Odd. It's a very odd statement to make.
Gearing your anger towards the people who are criticizing you kind of shows who you really are. Instead of, and either way, he would have been screwed. I'm gonna point this out too, because either way, because he said it's not our fault, it's the producers.
Yeah. Well, I understand wanting to speak out against the negative attacks that the staff is getting, which isn't right. And I feel like that's what he was trying to do, but also not taking the onus of like, hey, if you don't like this, we've done the best that we can with what we have.
Accountability.
Right? Yeah, like, hey, if you don't like this, we've done the best that we can with what we have. That we've worked ourselves to the bone with what we've been provided. We've done the best that we can. That's how he should have said it, but not. It's almost as if he was trying to like make it to where the criticisms weren't valid. Period. Like, I don't know. It's very odd. To me, it seems like somebody that's at their wits' end with probably their job, and they're probably ready to retire. Maybe like they've had a really long career, and this is a project at the end that's kind of a bit too much.
Let me read what he said, and then I'm gonna read it the way it should have been said. It's gonna sound very similar, but I'm gonna add something at the end. Okay, I'll be blunt. In the next few weeks, something we poured our hearts and souls into will be aired. If people call it crap or paper play, then so be it. But we've been pushed ourselves to the very limit. That's the way he said it. This right here is what I would have said. This right here is all he needed to do. I'll be blunt. In the next few weeks, something we poured our hearts and soul into will be aired. If people call it crap or paper play, then so be it. But we pushed ourselves to the very limit, and we are sorry.
Or we've done the best we can with what we have. Right?
A simple, because right there you could say, they put our heart and soul into this. That right there is taking accountability, right? Yep. Saying I'm sorry takes accountability of understanding what it is.
Yeah. Or even
I'm just looking for I'm sorry.
It didn't meet your expectations.
That's all we need. That's all we need at this point.
Yeah.
But taking out that small detail right there
continues to qualify to where it almost makes it. I feel like the watching illegally overseas kind of takes the onus and puts it on us. No. The issue here isn't with the show. The issue here is with you guys watching it. That's what I feel like it does.
And saying the more you bully us, the more the staff will disappear, guaranteed. You're right now. What you're doing is you're putting on the scales, right? Yeah. Criticism, people animating, right? People are going to want to do this, and we are, like I said, we understand. People don't want to do the job where they're going to be scrutinized. But you're holding them at ransom at this point. You said,
basically,
if
you don't criticize us or else.
If you criticize us, we're leaving?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's abusive. That's abusive relationship talk right there. That's like, you can't get mad at me for doing this or I'm leaving. If you do this, I'm leaving you.
He just took the load of steaming pile of crap that they've been producing and weaponized it, all right? I don't go to the zoo and expect a monkey to throw crap on me, okay? I don't want that. But that's what you're trying to do to me right now. You're weaponizing your crap. You're weaponizing it. This is stupid.
I agree.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, because he said, you're holding something at ransom, saying, if you keep on criticizing us, something that we're allowed to do. Now, if we keep on attacking, if we keep on threatening,
right,
I'll hear you.
Right.
You keep on criticizing us, we're going to leave. You said criticized, okay? You said criticized. The only thing you've been saying is criticized. Now, once again, you said think about these people, think about the creators, think about their jobs. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm going after, and I'm attacking, saying, hey, you're not doing a good job.
Right.
You're not. I'm not saying, hey, you need to, you can't say that stuff online, but you know what I'm talking about. The threatening part.
Saying you're not doing a good job isn't saying you suck. You're not doing a good job. Okay. Now, that could be out of your control.
It's
right?
that soft mentality.
You can't do a good job if you don't have the resources to do the job properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did not do a good job on this project doesn't mean that you suck. But we've talked about this, and I've ranted and raved about this in the past, and we'll hit this point, and then I want to like transition into another point that makes sense. But we've ranted and raved in the past about how people, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's TikTok brain rot, I don't know if it's instant gratification.
This animator is a soy boy, just flat out. He's a soy boy.
That being said, he falls into the category of people not being able to take criticism and for a specific thing and not like feel personally attacked, right? Like we
get attacked all the time, dude. We get criticized all the time.
And it's not just our work that gets, like, when you're a content creator, people don't criticize your work, people criticize you.
Everything.
But you know how many times I get people say, dude, this video kind of sucked. That wasn't very good. Not very often. You know how many times I get people say, you're an effing moron. What kind of an idiot would make a video like this? You know nothing. That's like 9 out of 10 times, right? So like we get what it's like to be personally attacked. And we're not complaining. It's just part and parcel with what we do. It is what it is, right? But
it's our job.
Yeah, it's our job. People need to be able to disconnect the criticism for a product and not take that as criticism for the people creating the product, right?
This guy didn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, it's sad. And what's really sad is when you look at how terrible the animation is for One Punch Man season 3, which is a very good story and a very, very popular franchise, right?
Did you see the part where they censored it, but they failed on censoring it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's with the captain, right?
Yeah.
They've added a little extra clothing onto her.
Yeah.
No. This is actually, you can find it on Disney Plus. So like the one part where they had like her clothing, like the shorts, pretty much. They extended the shorts. There's one part you can find it on Disney Plus. If you go through it, there's a part when you can see her in the background when there's another person in front of her. You can see the part where it's uncensored. They actually went back and added clothes onto her.
Interesting.
It's like a one frame thing. Like you notice that you can see like, hey, quality control. Where's that? There's a part where they actually censored her.
Huh. Interesting.
You can find it on Disney Plus.
So with the terrible animation, right? We're gonna get into how does One Punch Man, such a beloved show, get such terrible animation when these other freaky deaky
peak
I don't know what type
Chef's
of fans they're servicing, but they're servicing somebody. These other freaky shows are getting fantastic animation. You have these crazy like nothing stories getting crazy animation, and what I want to talk about for the last little bit, because we probably have like 10 minutes left in the podcast, is like there's this new show called With You Our Love Will Make It Through. And
I told you when we're going through our list, I said this one might stand out. I told you that. And I'm sorry. Well, I had to take this moment because there's so many times you take me down and you're like, no, I told you. But I didn't think it was going to be this bad, if I'm being honest. It's bad.
It's standing out for the wrong reasons, okay?
It gives me the
first and
heebie-jeebies.
foremost, it has just look at it objectively, it has beautiful animation. The animation is really nice. Light years above One Punch Man. But you ever see those like TikTok trends, and there's like this whole like thing where like women are reading these like
please don't
stories.
I have every time hold down not interested. It's so like weird.
The werewolf, and so women are like, oh yeah, I read fantasy romance. No, they're reading smut. They're reading smut.
Yes. And anyone who knows what we're talking about, there's a trend going on right now on TikTok where women are reading their books, and then it cuts to the smut scene, and it's either their husband or someone else that is doing something to them. Which again, how's TikTok allowing that? But at the same time, they cut back to it, and then you see them all hot and bothered and all that. Check what your wife's reading right now, okay? All right.
So this
they get mad at us for our jiggle physics, but look, what are they reading?
This anime is like if one of those stories was turned into an end. So there's like a manga behind it and everything. So what I'm getting at is the animation's beautiful, but this show,
very good.
First of all, they're like middle school kids. And
really,
and or in the manga, they're middle school kids.
All I know is that he's a transfer student into like a world where like beast folk aren't really accepted. So it's kind of like
there's like beast folk in this world, right? And but like she's a normal girl, and he's a beast folk. Just imagine like a ripped dude. Everything about him is ripped, jacked Greek god dude, but his head is a dog head. But
everything else looks like a guy with a tail.
Yeah, and so he's like a dude with fur and a dog head and a tail, and it's like
everything that Beastars or people that wanted Beastars to be like. This is what it is.
This is like a comedy, or not a comedy. This is like a romance.
It's not a comedy,
right? It's not a comedy. And so like they do the shots where like he takes his shirt off and dude is chiseled
when he's in the shower and the way. First off, who stands like that in the shower? Who stands like that in the shower?
Apparently this guy, right? And so
I mean,
dude's freaking chiseled. This girl that
exactly what we look like. Just imagine if you want to reference exactly what we look like.
Yeah, exactly like us, right?
Exact reference.
And like I hear rumors that like apparently his mom is like a normal human and his dad was like a normal dog. Which, what the, like I don't know what's going on with that. But okay, so they fall into this romantic relationship, right? Dog boy and girl, and there's like really uncomfortable scenes between dog boy and girl. Like, like there's this one scene where she looks at him and she goes, "You can put your scent all over me." I'm not exaggerating. And this show gets a better studio and better animation than One Punch Man season 3. There's a part where he nibbles her part of her body. I don't know what part. And as his snout, because he's a dog, comes away from her body, there's teeth marks with red flesh and drool. And it's really animated well. But it's like,
he took doggy style too literal. And it infuriates me because this is seeing scenes and understanding this is like the only, and I hate to have this factoid on me, but it's like the one factoid I can talk about. If you want to talk about Western is getting too crazy when it comes to anime. This right here is Western. Okay, you want to talk about Western? Someone who's from West Virginia. Now, if this is right or wrong, I don't know. They told me that this is an actual law. Apparently, you can look it up, please. But don't look it up. Actually, we don't want this on your search history. Someone in West Virginia told me that if an animal is under 60 pounds, you have all rights to. No, it's over 60 pounds. I'm sorry. If an animal is over 60 pounds, you have all rights to do as you please. It's not against the law.
Okay, so maybe this anime was made for those weirdos or by those weirdos, but
it was made in West Virginia.
Okay. So this anime is making its rounds, right?
Right.
And people are defending it, being like, it's not so bad. Like, what's the difference between like this girl falling in love with this guy and like Kagome from Inuyasha falling in love with Inuyasha? It's like, okay, first of all, like Inuyasha is basically a human with dog ears and a tail, right?
I could see that though.
But it's not the same. This is literally a dog.
There's an argument for it though.
That stands up like a person. And it's just, this anime is making
it's a little bit much. Compared to Inuyasha, it's a bit much.
It actually ties into One Punch Man season 3 because until episode 6 or episode 7 of One Punch Man season 3, this anime was getting the lowest rankings on every episode of the season so far.
Yeah, because people were weirded out.
That One Punch Man episode came out and that started getting lower rankings. And so it became worse. So I'm going to be doing some reacting to that show.
Lord help you.
Because it's crazy. But
I thought I wanted to watch it, but once I saw the scene, I'm like, I'm good.
And yet,
I'm good.
We live in a world where somehow that anime gets more resources to have better animation than something that's super popular. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's industry like information and industry nuance that we're not privy to because we're not in the industry. And it's just like, I want to know what.
I mean, that's a great question because we've always stated that anime should be appeasing the Japanese culture. So it could be Japanese culture, but I see it as more of a Western culture.
Japanese people want to do their dogs? Like what?
It seems more like a Western culture.
I don't know.
I don't understand this, but we live in a world where that's okay. But at the same time, we also live in a world where any romance anime that comes out gets attacked. Now, I'm all for you going after the basic tropey anime. I'm fine with that. If you want to critique it, that's fine. Go after that.
To be fair, we're not saying that this anime should not be created, or we're not saying that it shouldn't.
No.
I'm very much like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's out there for somebody. It's weird. I'm more pointing out how it looks even better than One Punch Man season 3.
But there's one anime that is coming out very soon. I think it's in 2025 or 2026. I can't remember. But it is called Now That We Draw. It's an anime that's being confirmed to come out. It has been getting criticized, and it baffles me. It actually looks like something that people would like.
It looks cool.
But the reason why, and again, it's Western culture attacking this. They're going after because it has too much fan service. Oh, you have a tall girl and a short boy. Oh, you have a Gyaru who goes after a simple plain Jane or plain Joe guy. Explain this to me, though. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what every romance anime is that? But at the same time, every romance anime that does very well has this trope. I'm right there with you. I'm tired of the tropes. I want to see new tropes. I'm right there with you.
For that trope, or are they trying to censor it or something?
They're going after attacking it because if you see the trailer, there is one part, it's like a couple of seconds in there, you see the fan service. You could tell, oh, we know who we're appeasing, right? That's with most animes. People are going after that little teaser trailer, all right? You see a Gyaru type girl, a gal, and you see some jiggle.
She's
right?
like a mangaka, right?
Yeah, so the premise of this story is that both these two are manga writers. Mm-hmm. And they get to the point where they're either in middle school or in high school, and they're trying to present their manga to the producers. They get both come back with bad feedback saying, hey, you don't have the romance needed. All right. Same thing that happened with Dan to Dan, which I thought was cool because when he tried to present it, it says the romance isn't there. What did he do? He started watching every single romance and came up with something that I thought was phenomenal. Season 2, love it. Great romance. They said, hey, the romance isn't there. So they somehow meet each other. I'm assuming that they're going to both find romance through this and all help each other out with this. All that's going through. The art style looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good.
Little generic, but still good for a romance anime.
Yeah.
Right? People are coming after that. People are saying, oh, here you go again. You have a moody teenager who gets the girl. What's wrong with that? You want a romance anime, right?
If you don't like it.
I mean, everyone gets mad about Hallmark. You can kind of guess how the story's going to be.
It's all the same story, but people love them. You know why?
People still watch it.
You know why? Because it's easy. You know what you're getting. It's why isekai is so popular. It's easy.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting into. It's not typically going to go crazy one way or the other. It's something easy to watch that you can just enjoy.
People are also worried that this is a anime that might get butchered by another small studio. But I don't see it going to get butchered. People want to make ties as saying this, just another Dangers in the Heart, which, again, that actually won Anime of the Year or Romance Couple of the Year 1 year. I think it was like 2023. Yeah. So where's the criticism coming at? You're going after something that is stupid. You're going after fan service. And again, here's the problem. Y'all don't realize. They're not trying to appease you. They're going after a demographic of who they want to watch. So you being your age, say if you're not that demographic and you attacking it and criticizing it, that's all right. But you don't have to watch it.
And it's not like they're changing the source material to put extra fan service or these extra tropes in it. They're just adapting what's in the manga, and it wouldn't be getting an anime if the manga wasn't at least moderately popular.
And sometimes, I mean, I don't know if it's this one, but if you will say this multiple times, people don't do enough research to realize that the people in the anime that you're attacking look at the manga. Like Will just said, who wrote the manga? Most times when it comes to romance anime, sometimes that has a little etchiness or a little fan service.
A lot of times it's a woman.
A woman wrote it. So again, who are you attacking? Are you just upset at something? I don't understand this.
I think it's just a problem of Western culture has so many losers that hate their lives that they just wake up every day looking for something that they have to live for.
And this is a question I have to ask you because, like, for me, I've noticed this recently. I'm not as long as you have. And I know we kind of brushed over earlier in the podcast episode, but like this seems to be getting worse and worse. And y'all don't realize that, like, you have the power. You've seen it happen with One Punch Man. Your words can have effect on these people. So attacking something because something that you don't watch or you typically don't watch, you're attacking it because it has something. Who cares if it doesn't affect you, if it doesn't involve you, if it's something that you're not going to watch? Who cares? Why is it now I see people attacking fan service, etchiness, or any kind of thing that they just don't like, trying to push their agenda onto anime when they don't realize anime got popular and anime is built on Japanese culture or Japanese culture. Is this
And
something that you've seen recently, Will? Because like for me, I've seen it very, very recently.
fan service has been around longer than your dusty ass has been upset about it. So, sorry.
Excuse me. I have a very clean. No, dude, that is. Yeah, you're not getting rid of fan service. You're not getting rid of etchy, but it seems to be they're going after every little detail. And again, too, this is probably a product of having stuff going viral on social media, having stuff of internet
it's a
access.
of our information technology culture today, right?
If you're going frame by frame watching an anime and critiquing it, you need to find something better to do. I know you might get views off of it, social media, but there's other ways. There's other ways.
It's a product of the internet. It's a product of people being upset with their lives. And what's sad is a lot of people generally wake up every day and they don't have that motivation or drive. They don't really have something to live for. And so a lot of people set out every day and they need something, some cause, something to fight against. And sometimes that's put into good causes. And sometimes people just go crazy about things that don't really matter and like try and shut things down and this and that and the other. And here we're like, the anime fan service etchy tropes been here since 20 years before 90% of people that watch anime right now ever picked up any show. It's not going to go anywhere.
People don't like us saying it, but anime tourists are ruining the community.
Oh yeah. But what's great is people in Japan have come out and said, "Hey, we're not going to allow Western culture to affect what happens with anime." Good. Because that's what anime is based off of Japanese culture. And whether you like it or not, there are aspects to it that I don't like the anime that we talked to about Beast Boy, right? That's not my thing. I think that's freaking weird. But who am I to take somebody's freedom away to create that show and watch that show? That's not my place. If I don't like it, I don't need to watch it. I don't need to tell people what they can do with their lives. Same for me. If I want to watch some jiggle physics and I want to watch Golden Boy and I want to enjoy some etchy, who are you to tell me not to do that, right? Nobody has the place to tell me that I can't do that. Now, I don't typically go for that, but I'm just saying.
All right. Listen up, you anime tourist. You have two options you can do. All right. If there's an anime coming out, or if there's an anime that has been produced and it has something that you don't like, fan service, etchy, right? You have two options. One, don't watch it. Simple, easy, can do it, right? Now the second option, a little tough. Might be a little too hard for your fragile heart. Make your own manga. Make your own anime. Yeah. Do it how you want. Don't go after something that's already done. Yeah. Don't go after something that's already done. Do it yourself.
Yep.
Hike up them big boy pants. Do it yourself.
Yep. There's a quote that I love, and we can end on this. End on this note. About haters and about people that criticize.
Oh, is it the Cat Williams? Oh no, okay.
No. Oh, Cat Williams quote is great.
Yeah, I saw that one.
The quote it goes something along the lines of like, "Those who can't criticize those who do."
Yep.
Follows 100%. With all this criticizing of anime, criticizing of content creation. Tite Kubo came out and said, "Hey, if you're going to criticize, hey, well, here's my recommendation: go make your own manga." It's the same thing. A lot of these people that criticize are criticizing the people that like actually can do the thing that they can't do, right? And then the great Cat Williams also said it great. He's like, don't get mad at haters. That's their job. What else do they have to do except hate? So for everybody watching, if you're a hater and you don't have anybody to hate on, feel free to hate on me, baby. I'll take it.
That that pimp down clip came on today. I thought of you exactly. This came on. Pimp down. I'm like, where's Will at? Where's Will at? Dude, when he grabs the Vice grips, I'm like, all right, that's enough. Oh man. But thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you have a great week. Hopefully you understand. And if this is not an episode you expect from us, and I want to say I'm sorry if this came out a little left field, a little anger.
It all comes from passion and genuine love of anime.
It really is. Yeah.
The true impetus behind this is, one, don't tell people what they should and shouldn't create. But at the same time,
you can criticize.
Giving criticism about it is fine.
Totally fine.
But saying you shouldn't do this because you don't like it is wrong. But if something is objectively not done well, criticizing the work is good, and it helps things move forward. And One Punch Man season 3 is going to go down as the worst anime of all time.
It really is. Yes. But we appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and make sure you keep the notifications up because we have a lot of things in the works and we are super excited about it. I can't wait, dude. I just can't wait. But also, we enjoy you guys. We appreciate your comments. And just, we're at episode 25 and I think we're actually at half a year of doing this now. I think I did the math the other day.
We started in June.
Yeah, so I think we're because I think if you hit 26 episodes, that would technically be in half. But we took a week off, so this is episode 21. So I think we're actually at half a year.
1 week off this whole time. I'm sick right now, and we're still doing this. So
Will's a powerhouse, dude. I just got done being sick. The previous episode we were sick.
I'm gonna be on the couch, and I'm gonna be like,
you know what? I'm gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be rubbing his hair, and we're watching Stranger Things because that just came out, and then we might be talking about that in next week's episode.
Listen, that's after dark, okay. Once we get to a certain level, we'll introduce.
Oh, y'all don't understand what's happening. Yeah, we got things cooking for after the dark, more than a cartoon after the dark or whatever we're going to call it. It's going to be spicy. Yes. Patreon, so stay tuned for that. Streams. Yes. Stay tuned for that, guys. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, 100%. 100%. Right, I'm not saying no to that. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace out.
Thank you guys for us. Peace out every time.